Do you believe in angels?
The mother of a toddler who died years ago claims her daughter's spirit is caught on camera.
She had introduced herself and she told us that she had something really beautiful to show us.
A Metro Atlanta mom says it actually shows her son's ghost.
It's definitely unexplainable.
What if life's last breath isn't truly the end, but a fleeting passage captured only in rare, unseen moments? Videos of souls leaving their earthly shells, and some of them were trying to get back in. But let's be honest, if these unbelievable miracles were not caught, no one would have believed they even happened.
It's a miracle, and I'm learning not to take things for granted.
Divine baptism. In Honduras, a riverside baptism brought on a phenomenon that's still unexplained, as two individuals emerged from their first holy dip, surrounded by friends and family. A strange mist appeared overhead, framing them in what could almost be called a blessing. Normally, this could be brushed off as steam, but it only appeared over the two newly baptized people, and its form was anything but ordinary. Humanoid, glowing, hovering. Skeptics may call it a simple atmospheric trick, but those who were there swear it was a divine presence, marking their baptism with a spiritual embrace. Spirited away. Graveyard groundskeepers see things most of us only dream of. One, in particular, has grown accustomed to nightly sightings of tiny, bright orbs floating near graves. He captured one such occurrence on camera, watching as a small, luminous orb floated above a grave before slowly moving on. The groundskeeper believes these orbs represent spirits not yet ready to move on, lingering for reasons only they understand. Others, however, think the orbs might be angels, visiting to help these spirits finally cross over to a place of peace. Actual Mary. "15 years ago, residents of Ta Pao, Vietnam, claimed to witness a heavenly miracle, the Virgin Mary herself descending upon a hillside. While many dismissed it as rumor, a video taken that day made skeptics pause. As a crowd gathered to pray, a tall, shrouded figure appeared on the hill, nearly identical to traditional depictions of the Virgin. The figure's movements were unmistakable, removing any suspicion of a mere statue. People now believe that this apparition was a sign of peace and protection, a fleeting but unforgettable visit that changed the lives of those who saw it. Unexpected savior. Not all spirits are malevolent. Some, in fact, seem intent on helping. In Seoul, Korea, a CCTV camera captured an incident where a man was attacked by an assailant on a dark street. In a shocking twist, a shadowy figure appeared near the man and seemingly warded off the attacker. The would-be thief quickly retreated, spooked by the ghostly form. The man, who was fine but stunned, has no memory of the eerie protector. The footage has convinced locals that guardian spirits may be more real and benevolent than previously thought. Healing touch.
You believe in angels? Well, according to some polls, 3/4 of Americans do.
A mother in despair turned to faith when her daughter's pneumonia worsened, leaving doctors helpless. As they prepared for the worst, something miraculous occurred. Hospital staff spotted a strange, bright light just outside her room, with the shape of what many thought resembled an angel. The light lingered, focused entirely on her daughter's room before vanishing into the night. Within hours, the girl's condition began to improve, as if by miracle, until she recovered completely. Her mother remains convinced that the ethereal presence saved her child, giving her daughter a chance to defy all medical expectations.
It's a miracle, and I'm learning not to take things for granted.
Ring camera soul. What started as routine footage from a Ring camera soon had a household scratching their heads. The camera caught a figure walking by in the early morning hours, but as the man approached the camera, his legs began fading until, by the time he passed, his entire body turned invisible, leaving only a faint outline. Suspecting a camera glitch, the homeowners checked with neighbors, but found no one who matched the man's description. Stranger still, no other cameras had picked him up, making this spectral passerby the mystery of the neighborhood. My wife is freaking. Ghost on phone.
Metro Atlanta mom says it actually shows her son's ghost.
Many people who experience loss report seeing their loved ones everywhere, as if they were still alive. Jennifer Hodge, a mother from Metro Atlanta, found herself wondering if this might be more than just memory playing tricks. One night, she was alerted by her home security app to an intruder while she and her daughter were watching TV. Expecting the worst, Jennifer checked her phone only to see a ghostly figure closely resembling her son who had passed away months earlier. She hurriedly searched her house, yet found no one. Now, Jennifer is convinced her son returned for a final farewell, perhaps to offer the comfort she sought in his memory.
I can tell that in the photo there is a human figure.
Pure soul. This eerie video, filmed inside a mosque, shows one worshiper seemingly unlike the others. While most attendees pray in modest, dark clothing, one figure stands out, surrounded by an almost unearthly glow, shining bright amidst the crowd. The video has sparked numerous discussions, with some claiming it's proof of a pure soul, while others believe it could be an angel visiting Earth to join in worship. Regardless, this figure seems to exist on a plane that others cannot see, casting a quiet but profound aura that has stirred both believers and skeptics. Last respite. For one homeless man, sleep turned into something much more permanent. Late at night, as he lay on a street corner, a nearby camera recorded a translucent figure slowly rising, perfectly mirroring his shape. The resemblance was striking, as if his very essence had been captured, lifting off from his resting body. The eerie footage leaves a haunting question. Do our spirits continue even after our physical presence is gone, visible only in those rare, unexplainable moments captured by a lens? Guardian angel. A woman crossing the street at night found herself in a close call with an oncoming car. The driver tried to brake, but impact seemed inevitable, until, in a heartbeat, the woman was suddenly across the road, as if transported by some invisible force. A nearby CCTV captured the inexplicable moment, revealing a dark shape near the woman just before she vanished from harm's way. Both the driver and the woman remain baffled, yet the footage offers a chilling hint of intervention. Was it an angel saving her, or something stranger still? Quick reaction. Caught on camera, a three-wheeler narrowly escaped a potentially unfortunate outcome with a runaway truck. As the truck barreled through a red light, the driver's only hope was divine intervention, and it seemed he got just that. A brilliant flash filled the intersection, and the three-wheeler was somehow transported to a safe, parallel road. As both drivers struggled to make sense of the event, a mysterious figure helped the driver before vanishing into the night. Witnesses believe the stranger may have been an angel, come to save a life and disappear without a trace. Actual soul experiment. In Japan, a group of students decided to test the limits of human consciousness by recording a woman's out-of-body experience, known as astral projection. As the woman entered a trance, the camera caught a translucent figure shaped just like her slowly leaving her body, only to return minutes later. During this, she was in a deep, unresponsive sleep. Her soul, or spirit, as some claim, seemed to be taking a stroll before settling back. This chilling footage adds weight to those who believe in the ability to transcend the physical self. Angel captured. Cameras, unlike our eyes, can capture what often goes unseen. Security footage from a hospital shows a silent, empty floor when a bright, angelic form suddenly lands, glowing intensely before fading away as swiftly as it appeared. The video leaves little to interpretation. The figure is unmistakably humanoid and emanates an otherworldly aura. Was this an actual angel making a brief visit? Or was it the spirit of a departed soul returning for a final look? Either way, the camera's capture has left viewers speechless, awestruck at the possibility of spirits or angels among us. Stairway to Heaven. When this incident happened, a photograph was taken at the site that has left people questioning the afterlife. In the picture, a brilliant beam of light streams down from above, illuminating the spot where it happened. As if this site weren't haunting enough, a brighter, distinctly human-like shape can be seen rising within the beam, reaching for the sky. Dubbed by onlookers as the Stairway to Heaven, this mysterious photo has circulated widely, leaving viewers to wonder if heaven occasionally grants certain souls a direct path home. Could it be that this beam wasn't just light, but a glimpse into the mystical journey beyond? Humanoid shape. What if we're not simply one soul, but a blend of many? Perhaps our emotions, stress, anxiety stem from struggles between these spirits within us. And when one soul wins, does the other flee? Perhaps lingering in search of another vessel. A recorded video may offer insight. In it, a man is seen speaking on his phone when an ethereal, humanoid shape drifts out of him and walks away. He remains unbothered, standing as though nothing happened. It's clear the figure is not his entire essence. But what if it's a split part of his soul, escaping some inner battle, seeking a new place to reside? Trapped soul. We often think of souls leaving our bodies, but what if some struggle to come back? Or worse, what if some souls get trapped, wandering, seeking vessels to relive life? That's exactly what one woman wonders after experiencing something strange following her visit to Wilson Castle, a 19th century estate. She'd noticed unexplainable happenings and decided to set up a camera. Late at night, as she and a friend lay asleep, a tiny, bright orb appeared in their room, briefly sinking into her friend, only to emerge moments later, before vanishing. Now they're convinced it was the restless spirit of a Victorian soul following her home, seeking a body in which to settle. Heavenly Rise. 8 years ago, a viral photo of a highway in Kentucky captured a haunting detail. In the scene, amid ambulances and bystanders, a faint, human-like figure seemed to rise from this site. While the photo was meant to honor the person, it led to unexpected questions. Could this have been the final, spectral ascent of the one who passed? A reminder that even in the hardest moments, some essence of us may linger. Ascending light. As a reckless car swerved in the wrong lane, emergency responders rushed to assist the driver, but a bystander's footage revealed something else, a strange, bright mist drifting up and away. Dismissed at first as smoke from the car, the mysterious light gained new meaning when the driver of the car was declared deceased. For those who watched, this ethereal sight felt like something beyond, an unearthly image of a soul quietly leaving. Angels Vigil. Sometimes, life shows us signs so extraordinary, they seem impossible until they're caught on tape. A US CCTV camera recorded a bright object streaking across the night sky, glowing against the dark. Upon reviewing it, neighbors connected the moment to the passing of an elderly woman that very night. Now they wonder if the strange light might have been an angel or spirit, quietly watching over her as she slipped into the unknown. Silent farewell. In 2017, a man unknowingly captured his final moments on camera. As he lay sleeping, a dark, shadowy shape slowly rose from his body. Hours later, his family discovered him, peaceful yet gone. When they reviewed the footage, they saw this unsettling form, hovering, as if reluctant to leave. Did his spirit pause, as if realizing it was its final moment in this world? Or was it only a shadow, misunderstood, yet chilling in its timing? Heroic soul departure. In 2020, a local hero named Dondon dove into a river to save a dog, ultimately losing his life in the process. Shortly afterward, a bystander's camera captured a mysterious, bright figure hovering above the water before vanishing. Many believe this luminous form was Dondon's spirit, ascending peacefully after his final selfless act. It's a striking image that captures the idea of honor, of one soul rising after courageously serving others to the very end. Souls leaves man. Most of us have experienced a dream where we feel outside of ourselves, only to jolt awake as if summoned back. Some researchers believe that while we sleep, our souls might actually drift, only to return and create our dreams. This theory became more compelling when a surveillance camera recorded a shadowy silhouette leaving a man's sleeping body, then returning as he awoke. Could our nightly dreams really be brief separations, where our spirits roam just beyond our reach? Hospice light. Hospice workers frequently share tales of odd sightings near their patients, often brushing them off as simple tricks of the eye. But this video is different. A camera captured faint, bright orbs hovering around a hospice patient who passed away soon after. Nurses who have seen these orbs believe they might be the souls of the departing, or even the spirits of angels, guiding them peacefully toward their next place. Loyal spirit. Not only humans, but animals too might linger on after life. In this strange encounter, a man heard faint growling outside his trailer one night. Curiosity led him to check his video, and there it was, smoke-like form, fading out of sight. He believes this could be the spirit of his childhood dog, a guardian's final act, perhaps lingering for one last moment of devotion. This ethereal encounter leaves us wondering, do animals too leave behind their loyal spirits, keeping close watch until they're ready to cross over? Final farewell. Recorded on a hospital CCTV in China, this video shakes our beliefs of life and afterlife. Moments after a patient had passed, the CCTV lens slowly turned toward the still figure. That's when it captured something unexplainable. A faint, smoke-like shadow rose from the patient's body, hovered briefly, and then disappeared into the air. Hospital staff initially suspected a glitch, but the more they watched, the harder it became to deny. Could it really be the soul caught on film as it departed this world? Invisible ascent. A bystander's camera unknowingly recorded a mystery while filming a medical helicopter transporting a person to a U.S. hospital. At first glance, it seemed like a regular life-saving mission, but when they reviewed the footage, they saw it. A misty, faint silhouette rising rapidly toward the sky. No one on the ground noticed, but when news later revealed the patient had passed away mid-flight, viewers started wondering if the strange shape ascending above the helicopter could actually be the spirit departing. This was either an unusual camera trick or a final journey caught on film, but decide for yourselves. Loving memory.
The mother of a toddler who died years ago claims her daughter's spirit is caught on camera.
When Sandra Gonzalez lost her daughter, she lovingly decorated her grave with cherished toys, but they kept disappearing, so she set up a camera. What she captured, however, was beyond anything she'd expected. Late at night, the ghostly image of a small girl appeared, lingering over the grave and carefully examining the toys. Assuming it was a lost child, Sandra checked with the groundskeeper, only to learn no one was ever there. Convinced the little spirit was her daughter, Sandra now believes that sometimes love is stronger than life, keeping souls bound to where they are most cherished.
She told us that she had like something like really beautiful to show us that they had captured on their video camera.
Flash escape. What began as ordinary traffic camera footage soon took a strange turn. While capturing a reckless driver swerving in the wrong lane, the camera picked up something else entirely. A sudden flash. A burst of bright energy that appeared, paused briefly, then shot away faster than the eye could track. At first, it seemed like a glitch or stray light, but this light appeared directly above where a homeless man lay, reportedly breathing his last. Now people wonder, was this just a trick of the light, or did they capture a fleeting glimpse of a soul departing this world? Wind's Whisper. In 2019, as ambulances lined up along the shore of Sri Lanka, news cameras were already rolling, ready to cover the story of a missing fisherman. But as the crew focused on the scene, an unsettling gust of dark mist seemed to move past them, unnoticed at the time. Viewers later spotted it on air, describing the mist as strangely solid, almost lifelike. Shortly afterward, officials declared the fisherman had passed away, lost to the sea. To this day, some believe the camera might have captured the last lingering trace of his spirit, bidding farewell in the same winds that claimed him. Orberia. There's a theory that spirits don't take human-like forms, but instead become bright orbs, pulsing with energy. These orbs, too restless to ascend, linger in places their owners once cherished. Such an orb was spotted on a home security camera, hovering in a living room at 4 a.m. The homeowner believes it was his late wife, who had passed months earlier, visiting to bring comfort and a last, silent farewell. Skeptics argue it was dust or a camera glitch, but to the man left behind, it was a sign that love transcends life itself. Stallion returns home. Loss lingers, especially when it's a beloved pet. For one man, it seems a moment of closure arrived in a ghostly form. A few years after losing his cherished horse, he spotted a glowing, white horse-like figure approaching his porch at night. Though his own horse had been black, the man felt a powerful connection to the apparition. He believes it's the spirit of his late friend, perhaps coming to see him one last time. For those who saw the video, it was as though a loyal companion had returned, if only briefly. Unwanted follower. Next time you're taking out the trash, you might want to be quick. A woman's security camera picked up an unsettling sight as her husband went to the curb at night. A misty, human-shaped figure appeared just behind him, standing silently in the background. What might seem like fog seems more sentient, almost as if it's observing him. The couple debated if it was just a trick of light, but the figure's detailed outline and close proximity to the man give it an undeniable presence. Could it have been a spirit? It's an image that leaves you wondering. Hades grip. In an apartment lobby late at night, a security camera captured something terrifying. A resident passing through suddenly met by a smoky, ghostly figure. Transparent yet substantial, the misty barrier halted his steps, even grabbing at his legs. The man struggled to break free, eventually escaping and running, never looking back. Viewers of the footage have speculated everything from a restless spirit to an apparition of the Grim Reaper. Whatever it was, the resident is certain he had a near miss with something dark and possibly really sinister. Creepy mystery. A seemingly normal scene took a strange turn when a Ring doorbell captured a passerby who halfway through the recording started to vanish. Legs turned misty first, then the rest of his body faded, until all that was left was a dark, transparent outline, visible only through the camera. The homeowner initially dismissed it as a glitch, but upon checking other angles, they found no trace of the man in any other footage. The experience left them and their neighbors wondering just who or what had passed by. Victorian visitor. Louise Lenton had hoped to capture a precious moment of her young son's first bike ride, but ended up capturing something more eerie. As she recorded, she noticed an older woman watching from a window above, a window that had been part of an abandoned room for years. Curious, Louise looked into her neighborhood's history and learned that a Victorian family had once lived in the very house she stood by. She now believes she caught a glimpse of one of the original residents, perhaps hoping to see a family member one last time. Friends reunion. Troy Vance, a teenager with a penchant for the paranormal, encountered an unsettling sight of his own. Trying to start his car, he felt an unusual jolt. He stepped out, only to find a faint, spectral figure seated on his truck's hood. Recognizing the apparition, Troy realized it was a recently deceased friend and snapped a quick picture. Although shaken, Troy now believes this was his friend's way of reconnecting one last time, though he never expected a class reunion to take such a ghostly form.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Spirit caught on cam. When a woman recorded a final video with her ailing father, she didn't expect to capture more than a memory. As her father took his last breaths, a faint orb floated near him, barely noticeable until a friend pointed it out later. As her father passed soon after, she couldn't help but wonder if the orb was his departing spirit, or perhaps an angel, there to guide him to peace. Regardless, she cherishes the video as a reminder that her father's journey to the afterlife wasn't taken alone. Supernatural encounter.
If it's physical, I can stand it, I can challenge it, I can approach it, I can deal with it. But when we talk about things that's just floating and disappearing.
Pastor Monzel Ford of Daytona Beach never expected to encounter the supernatural in his own home. Woken one night by an intruder alert, he checked his phone expecting a burglar, only to see a glowing, disc-like object slowly drift across his living room. At first, he assumed it was a reflection or a glitch, yet the object was translucent, moving with an intelligence of its own, with no other explanation. The pastor believes it was a benevolent spirit, possibly a guardian, making its presence known, only to fade into the night. Cat gets spooked. Animals can be highly attuned to energies humans can't perceive, making their reactions fascinating and sometimes unsettling. In this footage, a cat's behavior shifts noticeably as it encounters something unseen. At first, the video shows only faint, floating orbs that could easily be dismissed as dust or camera glitches. But as they draw closer to the camera, they grow brighter and seem to take on a presence, unsettling the cat, who moves away nervously. The orbs linger, almost deliberately, raising questions about their nature. Could they be lingering spirits, or just a curious phenomenon? Either way, the cat's intense reaction suggests there might be more to it than meets the eye. Invisible stalker. A mother's eerie footage left her children spooked, and for good reason. As her son packed suitcases into their car trunk, the security camera picked up a ghostly figure peering from the nearby woods. Strangely, the figure ducks out of sight just as her son reappears, as if avoiding detection. Initially, the family thought it might be a living neighbor, but later realized it had an unnatural transparency and bore a striking resemblance to a neighbor who'd recently passed. Now they're convinced this was no ordinary visitor, but rather a spirit lingering nearby. Heavenly orbs.
She was talking crazy one night and I just decided I was going to tape her.
Hospice workers have long noted strange lights appearing around patients nearing their end, bright orbs that seem to linger before gently disappearing. Many see these orbs as gentle, otherworldly escorts, believed to be either guardian angels or friendly spirits sent to ease the passage into the next life. In this footage, an orb hovers momentarily over a hospice patient, giving their loved ones comfort. Perhaps, in its own gentle way, it signifies a peaceful journey to the afterlife, watched over by kind spirits. The subscriber's pick. It is an interesting picture to look at. So, what's the story and what about its video? As two bystanders approached a homeless man lying motionless on the roadside, they prepared to wake him, perhaps offering food or water. But as they drew closer, a shadowy haze began rising slowly from his still form. They stood in disbelief, captivated by the smoky apparition. Could this shadowy mist truly be his spirit moving on, or was it something else entirely?